Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. My name is Jackie. I'm going to be doing a general reading for the first 2 weeks of December for you guys. We have like 3 transits worth mentioning, but one I want to kind of focus on, which is the full moon in Gemini on December 12th. We do also have Jupiter entering into Capricorn on the 2nd. So this energy opens up beautiful things for us when we approach things with integrity and a moral type of maturity. You know what I mean? No shady behavior. Be flexible. Don't be too self-absorbed. Really good things are going to come out of that. And then on the 9th, we have Mercury entering into Sag. It's all about fairness. And I love that right before the full moon in Gemini. Beautiful. So I am starting the reading with all the mutable signs, because the mutable signs are going to be hit the hardest. So Gem, if you have any, your placements are between 16 and 24 degrees, or if you also have Virgo, Sag, or Pisces anywhere in your chart, you're definitely going to be feeling this maybe even a little more than the next guy. But I got to tell you, I'm really excited about this full moon. In Gemini, this moon's exactly opposing the Sag sun across the street, right? Like we're neighbors with Sagittarius. So this energy is all about finding that balance between a logical mind, which is Gemini, and the greater quest for meaning and experiences beyond what we are. That's Sagittarius, right? They are like the travelers of the zodiac. Beautiful, crowning energy, releasing allegiances. So let's talk about this for a minute. But you know what? I feel like I want to just say a couple of more things about this full moon before talking about releasing allegiances, right? Because, new moon is all about, the full moon rather, is all about things coming to fruition. So we have to think about what we were wishing for on that new moon, But is this full moon's a time of culmination and those new moon wishes that we had coming to fruition, but it's an emotional time. Lots of romance here, guys. Fertilization, you know what I mean? Relationships, a lot of relationship stuff happening. There's a definitive sense of emotions wanting to burst to the top here. It's a time to express yourself. You can't keep it in. But just know that not everything's going to make perfect sense right now or not seem completely rational. Like around the 12th, really, honestly, this whole the first 2 weeks of December. Because the thing is here, while the full moon is squaring Neptune, occurring when Mars forms a trine to Neptune, a very creative, visionary, intuitive energy, Venus is kind of stuck between Saturn and Pluto, right? So Saturn is the great taskmaster and Pluto is all about like releasing core truths. So Venus is like a little trap there. So she's being pushed by Saturn to look at and release any core truths that no longer serve her. So this is about us really being pushed to level up in a space of honesty. And we're all going to be feeling it, right? But again, especially those of us with any sort of mutable placements in 16 to 24 degrees, definitely happening. But what I like about this is if you think about that Saturn and Pluto are kind of, squeezing Venus into a better position. This is happening right after this Mercury ingressing into Sag, which is all about fairness. So there's a lot of fairness, truth. This is about karmic paybacks, guys. I mean, this is really beautiful. And it's gonna be impacting us, right? So releasing allegiances. This is a time to hold on to yourself, Gemini, and let go of another. Now, when I say another, it can be a person, it just can be a situation, but even if just for a time, it doesn't even have to be permanent. But as it's been up till now, you've gained all that there was meant to get from this connection. Again, at least for now, okay? You've given, you've received, and the need to let go isn't going to deny you the value of what's been learned and acquired here by any stretch. It's just more about the time coming where it's time for you to level up and become more productive and more abundant and just more conscious in your choices and your decisions right now. I really like this. Just trust that you might need to step away from something for a minute, even from your healthy relationships and commitments, just to refresh your insides, right? Just to refresh your spirit by really reconnecting with your own truth And really honestly, Gemini, like what you want for yourself. A lot of you guys are just in this beautiful space of, you've been very, very busy working on yourselves. Getting this energy also does indicate that what you're doing, the work you're doing on yourself, you are doing a great job. It's working, right? Your level of self-love is growing, and your ability to live consciously and healthily is increasing as a result. This is really awesome. But you just need to spend a little time by yourself. I'm getting like a lot of you just haven't been able to do this. Maybe you've just been so busy with work or just with other things, but you just really need to come back to yourself for a minute here. You know, it's about self-love, paying attention to yourself and nurturing. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't love somebody else. Doesn't mean that you can't be part of something else. It just means you need to turn your attention inward right now for some quality time with you. And you'll come out on the other side renewed and refreshed and more clear about what you want and what you really honestly see for yourself. And what I like about this too, especially because we have Venus stuck between Saturn and Pluto, some connections in your life will definitely mature along with you. And your regard and affection, right, will definitely deepen and just become more intimate, deeper level of communication, really beautiful. At the same time, it's going to be revealed that other relationships are no longer relevant to your journey. And you're going to know which ones or which. You're just going to feel it. You're going to know if you're trying to make something work that's just not working. And then you just need to be honest about it. You know, but you're going to be able to really feel this most clearly when you've had some time to just really be with yourself and reconnection, you know. Yeah. And this also does support you maybe doing something really cool and fun, like for yourself, some sort of change in your lifestyle, something you've really been wanting to do. Maybe, you know, start a project, join a class, maybe pick up a pen and write a book or something like that. But this is really, really nice. Okay. Now, the only little caveat here is you want to make sure that you stand your ground and stay aligned with what you know to be true. If you're dealing with any sort of challenging energies, because no matter how wonderful something seems logically or on the surface, if it doesn't feel right for you, it's not right for you at this time. Maybe that'll change. It'll be right for you later, right? But maybe you just need to step away and realize with like relief that maybe you had a lucky escape from a situation that would have ended up being pretty messy for you. So either way, backing yourself right now and not giving into the opinion, and you know, don't allow any bullying, even if they don't mean to, of another. No matter how highly you would have rated their opinion in the past, it doesn't matter. Because I am getting definitely that, Gemini, you guys are breaking with tradition, even your own tradition, and what you've known to be true for your own life. And it was quite a long sort of intro, but lots of messages there. And you guys are going to be feeling a lot of different things, so I hope that did help a little bit. But so we're grounded in that, so we know there's going to be release and changing, but man, is it going to be fun. Sagittarius in Gemini, it's like hanging out with your fun neighbors across the street, you know what I'm saying? Where they're a little different from you, but there's just enough in common where you guys are going to have a really good time. That's the vibe of this month, which I really like. It's so nice to have that around the holidays, you know, we're doing all this getting together. There is going to be a lightness. So even though we're doing all of this internal work, there's definitely a lightness to it. So, yeah, I'm just feeling like, let's go Celtic Cross. That's what we did last time, I know. Normally I don't do the same twice, but I'm feeling pulled to it. So Two of Swords, your situation right now, you feel at a crossroads between two people, two career paths, two choices. This can be internal or it can be external, where you feel like you and another person are really trying to figure things out and you're having a hard time doing that. But I am getting a very internal vibe just because of what's happening in the sky here. So we have the Queen of Swords coming in and slicing up the truth. Laying it down, Gemini, laying it down. This is air, right? This is you coming in and I'm not even saying... This is you just being in your truth. This is you really trying. So you're at this crossroads here, and you're just trying to be as true to yourself as you possibly can. There is no other way of saying it. That's 100% what I'm getting here is just, you're not looking to argue. You're not looking, you could smell lies a mile away. You are so tuned in right now. The veil is very thin right now for Gemini, for the mutable signs right now. So it's like the mutables can really see through things quite clearly. And you just want to know what the best thing for you is, right? Okay, so you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. You're confused. It's the crowning. The crowning energy here for your spread is the Seven of Cups reverse. And this is about you really not knowing how to feel. You're feeling very confused because you don't have all of the information. Okay, and there's something being presented to you that just smells funny. And you can't, some of you may be able to put your finger on it, but I don't feel like, you can't really put your finger totally on it. There's an area in your life, whether it's in your personal life or in your career, could even be in your family, where something's going on and someone is saying that they're telling you all of the truth, but it's like those 2 cups are off. 2 of the 7 cups are off. You're either getting a bad vibe from them, or you just feel like you don't know all the information, and it's really, and you're the Queen of Swords, you just want the truth. You just want the truth, and you feel like you're just not getting the whole truth. Now, this could be because somebody is feeling very insecure, that you're not going to accept this additional truth. They don't want to bother with they're afraid of confrontation with you, because most people hate confrontations with Gemini. I'm a Gemini sun, I know. A lot of you guys have been watching me know. No one likes to have confrontation with us, I mean, there are just some signs. and yeah, let's look at your foundation. Foundation, 6 of Cups reverse. You're missing somebody, Gemini. You're missing a time in your life. You're missing a person. I do feel like many of you are missing a person, but don't glorify them in the past. Don't glorify them in the past, because that's what happens with the 6 of Cups reverse energy. Is it's nostalgia. There's nothing wrong with nostalgia, but there can be negative nostalgia in which we end up putting these rose-colored glasses on, right? And we're remembering things a lot more positively in the past than they were. And the thing is, this energy does support Gemini. They just don't belong on your path anymore, and they need to be released, because they're not meant to continue on this path with you. It's about recognizing the lessons that you learned in that experience and really embracing them and moving on, But I do feel like you are going to be feeling this sense of missing. There's a missing in you, and you're feeling like you just don't have all the answers. So you're coming from a space in the past where you have a 5 of Pentacles reverse energy, which is about feeling not supported and like you don't have enough. Now, for some of you, it can be actual Pentacles where you just feel like you don't have enough. But I don't really feel like that. For the most part, I feel like you just feel like you didn't get what you needed from this connection, from this job. If it was a job, it could be you weren't getting enough money. You didn't feel supported enough in the workplace. But as a relationship or of any kind, you felt like this person didn't have your back, that they didn't value you in the way that you really know you deserve to be valued. And that's across the board. They weren't as honest as they should have been. They weren't as communicative as they should have been. They didn't honor dating and that kind of just basic connection well enough. And you just feeling this sense and this very emotional sort of lack. A lack mentality, right? In your emotional and in your heart. So the 4 of Cups reverse does indicate in your future that, this is like a card of like, kind of like, you're feeling very restless, okay? There's a restlessness about this having to do with something in your heart space. You really recognizing that somebody is just not going to show up the way you need them to, no matter how many conversations you have, no matter how many times you get on that damn hamster wheel, and all kinds of epiphanies are had. And I swear, I promise, really, this time, next time, You're just coming to this realization that this person is who they are and you're who you are, you know? And you're not willing to participate in this connection, whether it's a relationship, a job, a family connection, with things the way they had been. And if you don't feel that this person is capable of leveling up with you, you cannot continue in this way with them. As this, the Four of Cups, as I always call it, my checklist card, right? It's having a certain set of criteria that you expect from somebody in order to have a healthy, functioning, reciprocal relationship. And if they don't meet that criteria, you really don't want to engage, right? Now, there is also this element, though, of while this is happening, Gemini, you're also still simultaneously trying very much to heal the wounds underneath those desires that you think are necessary. And this could be from past relationships and past hurts where you know what sacrificing these things that you value as important in a relationship, you know if you continue to sacrifice them where it's going to bring you. You remember the hurt that existed. And you're not willing to do that anymore. You're at a place where you are looking dead. You're looking your hurt dead in the eye. And you're saying, like, where do you fit in my life anymore? Is there a lesson? Let me take the lesson out of you. The rest gotta go. I'm not gonna keep nurturing this hurt anymore. And that's really a beautiful space that you're gonna end up being, which completely aligns with what's happening in the sky. Ha! Beautiful. Representing you, the Sun reverse, 100% positive, even in the reverse. I love it. The Chariot, external influence, beautiful. You fear. The Emperor reverse. We're all afraid of the Emperor reverse. We're all afraid of him. And the outcome is the Nine of Swords. We will pull some energies on that. I like it better in the reverse. That means your anxiety is lifting. Your sadness, your confusion, your I'm not sure what to do is lifting. I'm loving this. The Sun reverse just means it's going to be a minute, but your path is right there. Okay, Gemini, listen. Those of you, this is not going to resonate with everyone because everyone's in a different place in their life. But those Geminis who have been doing the work, and you know what I mean by doing the work, where you're just tired, you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're really wanting to get in touch with what you need to be happy, and that requires looking at your own ugly and really pulling that apart and doing that work. And really embracing what you're willing to accept, what you won't accept. It's all coming together and it's working. And this path that you're meant to be on, it's going to be different for everyone, but that you're meant to be on is absolutely happening. It's just going to take a minute. And I don't even think this is going to require you to do anything other than exactly what you're doing right now. And that is releasing, being honest, communicating. Just keep it going, Gemini. It's all happening. The Chariot, beautiful Cancer energy. This is the kind of like love and home kind of, you know, the love and home space, like metaphorically, where we're going to end up on a path that feels like home to us. And you guys know what I mean by that. Where we just feel like it's all right. It's all good. There's movement here. It's happening. It's happening. Beautiful. The Emperor reverse is your fear. Who is not afraid of somebody with narcissistic tendencies or any of the dark triad tendencies, or the ability to manipulate or not be totally honest or lie through omission or throw you under the bus in order to make things easier for the rest of their life, maybe with their family or their group of friends? I mean, who's not afraid of that? The thing is here, though, this is a big energy. This is a big energy, Gemini, and this is an energy that you're very sensitive to. So this is somebody who you either loved once upon a time or you still love very much, but you have come to a space of accepting that things cannot continue the way they were, and you need to step away, at least for a while. You know, again, I really don't get that it has to be. This is general reading, so obviously everyone's coming to this with a different situation. But I don't get that there's not the energy here that indicates like it's done. There's a cycle done, and you got to focus on yourself. Nine of Swords reversed. I mean, look, let's not act like the anxiety and the even for those of us who have felt pretty like both feet on the ground, because I feel like I have, but there have just been, just as a Gemini sun archetype, definitely lots of questions for me, though. I will tell you that. Things poking their way into my head at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, questions that I haven't been able to fully answer because I didn't really know everything. And definitely on the upswing here, though. This is in the reverse. It means that the hardest part, the hardest time, the most challenging time is over and coming to an end. So I do like that. Any extra messages we need to know about the Six of Cups? Let's clarify the Six of Cups, reverse energy in the foundation. So, yeah, I mean, there's disappointment here, right? I mean, the Six of Cups is there's a sadness, there's a deep nostalgia, because I feel like there was a situation you had going on with somebody, Gemini, where you guys had it all planned out and you guys were going to ride off into the sunset together. And then just things changed and you just became the way they were acting towards you. They were not, there was secrecy or some sort of shady behavior. There was some sort of disrespect paid to you, and it really put you into this space of feeling very self and trapped in your own mind on that cycle where you were continuously trying to figure somebody out. And what did they mean by that? And what did and it was just putting you in a bad space, and you realized that you needed to step away from the situation. The Five of Cups is disappointment and disillusionment in what you thought to be true at one point. But what I really like here is that there's still two cups standing here. So there is still love, and the Empress is all about growth. She's the mother of tarot. It's perpetual growth and leveling up here. So I feel like, you realize, though, that the way things were just not going to happen. And you have to accept, you're in the space of accepting that what happened as it was. And that if something was, unless something definitive can happen with this connection, with this job, to convince you that there is growth in it, you are not going to re-engage with this. It's really as simple as that. You're not re-engaging. Unless you can have this Empress energy of growth, and unless you guys can tap into the love that does exist and get rid of everything else that's been existing up to this point, there is no chance for this situation, this relationship, intimate, this friendship, this family connection. It can't, it's just not going to happen. And there is a lot of energy here I am getting, like a lot of people, those of you, Gemini, if any of you guys are like underdogs in the family and maybe you've been on the outs with your family, I do get that somebody's going to be reaching out to you to straighten things out. Very much this energy coming off of here, yeah. Okay. So let's pull some love oracles for those of you who are in the space of love. Not everyone is. Let's pull a couple of love oracles for Gemini, the first 2 weeks of December 2019. We're focusing on this full moon energy in Gemini, this new cycle, this new moon exactly opposing the Sag sun. Any messages for those Geminis who are coming to this reading with a relationship on their heart? Any messages that might be helpful to them? Paradise. Let's pull 3. These we don't do in reversals, they're oracles. Okay. Let's see. Heartbroken, Paradise, Cassette. Wow. Cassette is awesome to get with the releasing allegiances, Gemini. Cassette is about outdated thinking and conditioning and replaying events over in your head and realizing that you need to change things up, right? That's exactly what I was saying before when we went through the oracle energy. heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. At the same time, paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. I mean, Gemini, those of you who are here with a relationship on your heart, I do feel like there's some heartbreak first. So I just want to like put this here. There's going to be some separation, but that's really, really necessary. Maybe you guys have been in separation. But then things are going to get figured out for some of you. Look what fell out. Look what popped. The sun. Okay, well, that's a good energy to get as a qualifier. Yeah. Now, listen, I'm going to read this the two ways that it could be. And it's 6 of 1, half dozen the other guys. You have to understand how general readings work on this platform, going around the world, you know, many of you. So I am getting for many of you, you've been in separation, or you will experience a separation. But then you guys are going to end up working things out where you're both willing, you still love each other, and you're both willing to sweep the decks clean and start absolutely fresh and new, realizing that the way you guys were working things, it was outdated for the betterment of the relationship. Okay, and that, you know, going on that hamster wheel over and over again was not serving you. You guys realizing this, and you updating your thinking, you updating your moral compass, and updating how you guys frame reality, and just really enjoying each other. And having the Sun card is about just being on the right path, and all that means having your resources on point, communication on point, intimacy on point, supporting each other in your life path on point, really good. Now, for others of you, I do get that there's somebody, for those of you who are done dirty, okay? Done dirty. There you are deeply hurt, and there is a break, there has been an ending of a relationship that you're grieving a great deal. But on the other side of this, once you go through your healing and your mourning over it, there's so much happiness and joy and meeting someone else on the other side of this, and just understanding that you need to do relationships differently, and you taking ownership of how you do relationships and where you might be sabotaging yourself. And even if somebody did all these things to you, why did you open yourself up to a person like that? Like, really get in touch with that, you know? And then you're going to end up with the Sun, which is awesome. Really beautiful, beautiful reading, I think, for this full moon in Gemini energy for you guys. So there's definitely a lot of fun in the air, Gemini, no question. We love hanging with Geminis. Those of you who are Geminis probably have a lot of friends who are Sagittariuses, right? I do. Lots of fun. But at the same time, we're going to be doing this very heavy introspective work. But we're going to have so much support while we do it, and it's all ending up so positively. So I really like this for you. Gemini, until next time, I'll see you guys for the last 2 weeks of December. Okay? Take care now. Bye-bye.